Chuck Smith has passed on, uh, gone to his reward in heaven, but his radio show is still on the air. I am here refuting a statement he made a few weeks ago. He quoted Revelation 13:7, which says that the Antichrist will make war on the saints and will overcome them and thereby gain power over every nation. Now, Pastor Chuck said, quote, the saints, unquote, here must mean the Jews, the 144,000 Jews that are mentioned in the book of Revelation, verse 7, chapter 7, during the tribulation. Think of what he is saying. He is saying that a war against the Jews would give the Antichrist, quote, power over every nation. That doesn't make sense. I'm here to refute that ill logic. I'm saying that Revelation 13:7 is saying that the Antichrist will make war against the other saints, in other words, the Christians. That's the normal meaning of the word saint since New Testament times. Logically, the phrase make war against the saints would have to mean make war against the countries predominantly Christian, and logically speaking, it would have to mean the leading Christian countries. America is the leading de facto Christian country. So the question is, would Russia making war on America give Russia, quote, power over every nation, unquote, and so fulfill the words of Revelation 13:7? There is a cause and effect relationship going on in verse 7, Revelation 13:7. The making war against the saints is the cause part, and gaining power over every nation is the effect part. A war against the USA would indeed produce the effect of Russia gaining power over every nation, over the whole world, in other words. Russia knocking off the United States would indeed give Russia, quote, power over every nation, unquote. For in the absence of a superpower America, there is no nation that can stand up to the Russian colossus. Russia would be the only superpower in the world. For China is not yet a full superpower. That's one reason why Russia would bomb America and take over Western Europe, to keep China from making money off their two top trading partners and using that money to modernize their military. Russia feels threatened by China, that is building up their military. So bombing America and taking over in Western Europe would be Russia's solution to the Chinese problem. Now, getting back to Chuck Smith, he is no dummy. So why would he make such an irrational statement as the one he made, where he says that the beast making war against the saints must refer to the Jews as the saints? No, no, no. I have no explanation for Pastor Chuck making such a big mistake, but I'm sure that he's in heaven looking down upon me making this video right now, and he is in favor of my correcting his mistake. I can picture him saying, "Thank you, Joe Grace, for giving the people the correct answer to the question of the meaning of Revelation 13:7. To the viewers of this video, let me emphasize the importance of this little verse, Revelation 13:7. It's an extension of the earlier part of Revelation 13, which is talking about the Antichrist receiving a deadly wound, which turns out to not be deadly. Now, what is this talking about? Well, right after that passage, Revelation 13, 4 and 5, it says that the whole world will be amazed that the wound is not deadly, and then the whole world says, "Who can make war against the beast?" So clearly, this deadly wound is talking about a war, which is supposed to be deadly. Well, nuclear war, according to the theory of MAD, of the doctrine of MAD, mutual assured destruction, the nuclear war is supposed to be deadly to both sides. But that doctrine is wrong if one of those sides disarms. Now, that's what America has done. So MAD, mutual assured destruction, does not apply to nuclear war. And now that's the way to understand the earlier part of Revelation 13. Verse 7 is talking about Russia making war on America with impunity, because we have reduced the size and strength of our arsenal so much that Russia can shoot down the puny retaliatory strike that we launch against Russia. Our arsenal, can you believe it? Our arsenal is only 1/10, 10% of the arsenal we used to have. For we have disarmed steadily over the last 30 years, ever since Gorbachev told the big lie that Russia was changing into a democracy, and so it was safe for America to disarm. We believe the lie, and 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says that we will perish because we believe the lie. That's chapter 2, verse 9 through 11 of 2 Thessalonians. Why does the war in Revelation 13:7 have to be nuclear? Well, the nation that's making war against the saints would have to be a superpower, because if it was some lesser power like England or France or Germany, any nuclear power that is not a superpower, Russia or America could wipe them out, could step on them as though they were a bug. So we have to understand that the aggressive power, the aggressor nation in 13:7 would have to be a superpower. There are two superpowers, America and Russia. Now, if we exclude America, that leaves Russia as the obvious choice as the aggressor nation in Revelation 13:7. And so, because Russia is a superpower, a nuclear superpower, we have to conclude that it would be only logical and natural for Russia to use that nuclear arsenal in making this war against the saints. So this war, by definition, has to be considered a nuclear war. This is all for now. I'm going to put a transcript under the video in the description box. So please look it up and make a paper copy, because EMP will destroy the copy on the computer.